for you. Oh, that lighting is good. You got...
I told you, I just moved my desk in front of this window because I just love that I can see this beautiful wooded area. I mean, it's covered in snow right now. I'm going to talk about that. But it's great lighting, and I'm not even using the light.
It's funny that you say that because the other night we went live at night. There was no lighting there. There was no lighting there. It was so dark in my house.
Yeah, so it does not work at night, right? Then it's weird because then you have a reflection from the darkness, and then you're like looking out into the darkness, which is kind of creepy. I have about like 10-15 feet of yard till the snow, so that's where I'm like, you can't see into the woods when the leaves and stuff are on. I think I might get creeped out if I seen a like shadow go by.
Bigfoot.
Anyways, yeah, what are you up to? What are you doing today?
It's been a busy day.
Yeah?
Constantly on the go and constantly connecting with people in person, on social media, just showing up for myself, showing up for other people that need me to show up for them. Because sometimes people have a hard time showing up for themselves, but I remind them that they can show up.
You don't feel burnt out?
No.
Okay, good. I'm like, I think you like this, but your face isn't really telling us that. I know you just got out of the shower, so...
I did, but I also...
Like fresh.
I'm looking for something, and you know when you can't find something, you're like, where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it? Yeah.
Okay. So I love that you're talking about showing up for yourself, and I love that, like, these new things are happening for us, and then, like, it's trickling into the people we're talking to. They're all having new experiences, too. And I wanted to talk about this today, about, like, I know you've been doing this a lot longer than me, and I'm learning so much watching you, and, like, I'm actually showing up more for myself on the daily because you're so inspiring about it. But I'm seeing you go to these events, and then you call me, and we kind of debrief over it. So it's like I'm able to open up more about that level of conversation, right? So you're talking about showing up for people, but sometimes we evolve to a point where, like, we can only have certain types of conversations with people. So I feel like I'm starting to, like, catch up to the level of conversation you're having. And it's so great to have us both stepping into these little business women events and networking, and this experience has just given us that new level of growth to talk about. So I wanted to ask you a couple questions. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So the first one that I thought was great was, when did you start first putting yourself out there, and what made you decide to take this step?
Putting myself out there in person or online?
In person.
In person.
Why did you transfer to going in person?
So I met someone online that wanted to meet in person. We happened to be in the same area, and I was like, sure. And then she told me, she was a realtor also. I do have my real estate license in New Jersey and Florida, and then I don't need one in Pennsylvania because my broker in Jersey has one in Pennsylvania. Anyway, long story short.
I did not know you had one in Florida.
Yeah. So we were, because the fact that my husband's active duty, I was able to get my Florida license. So I was like, of course I'm going to, because
you have properties in Florida?
I'm going to. That's my goal.
You're going to. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a stepping stone to future aspirations.
Yeah.
Okay.
So planning ahead. I always plan ahead. So she talked about, oh, did you hear about, this networking event and this one event and this event? I was like, yeah, I heard about them. And then I never did it, but she did. And that was back in 2023. So I did it. Yeah. And then something just clicked. I've been on social media for so long, and I felt like I was showing up, but I didn't feel like I felt like I was going to work.
Okay.
So since I felt like I was going to work, I didn't want to do that anymore, because I remember that rat race of going to work. It wasn't fun, and it started not being fun. And also I found that not that it's you that's watching, but there was a lot of inauthentic people, and I was just tired of connecting with people that didn't talk to you, people that ignored you, people that, you know, you see them in public and they don't even say hi to you.
Yeah.
But they're all over my social media, watching my stories, watching my lives, literally reading my posts, watching my reels, seeing everything that I'm doing. But I would literally see them and they would walk the other way, or I would see them and they wouldn't even say hi.
Yeah. Sorry, that happened to you.
So
yeah, that would really kill my passion for wanting to be online. But the way you're describing it, it's like you almost got bored of it. Like it wasn't challenging. It was just ick.
The other thing is that I was like, you know what? I thought this person or these people were someone that actually wanted to connect, possibly in person when we have time for each other. But here you have time to come up and talk to me, and you don't even talk to me.
Yeah, and in our lifestyle, I want to say it's like that's our ultimate goal, right? We're connecting with you, but we really just want to get in person and like actually build a deep connection. It's great to talk over the phone. It's great to message and watch, you know, socials, but you're really not bridging to a real relationship. You're just kind of stuck like looking at people's lives from a distance.
Right.
It's still surface level. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I started eliminating people from my social media, eliminating people from my existing life, knowing that what the boundaries that I have, and I set my standards that I'll associate. So then I started I just went online and I said, I live in Bucks County. Where are there networking events, groups of women that want to connect on a business level, connect in person, and kind of like a sisterhood, a community of women, business women, like-minded women. And I just searched and I found tons of them, and it's amazing.
I love that. And it was just as simple as like Googling it or Facebook pages or whatever, just locally in your area.
Yep.
Okay, amazing. So what was it actually like the first time that you walked into a room with like-minded women? Well, I mean, you don't know that they're like-minded yet, but you expect them to be in this same category of thinking, right? So what was it like to walk into a room where you thought maybe these women were high level?
So there's different women at all these events, and there's also some like Chamber of Commerce, they have men and women. But the women events that I went to, they, most of them have the same thing. You walk in, you find a seat, you put your stuff down, you grab your little thing of business cards, and then you mingle. You mix and mingle. I just happen to have my friend Mary, I'm not sure if she's hopping on here or not, to say hi. My friend Mary, she was like my biggest cheerleader. She was like, oh, this is Tanya. You need to talk to her about social media. Oh, she kept on like doing that. And I've met more and more women when I walk into rooms now, they all are like, oh, this is Tanya. You need to talk to her. Oh, this is Tanya. You need to talk to her, because they know I know social media. And when I walked in the room, I was kind of nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of nervous. But then when I walked in the room and we actually sat down and we give, sometimes it's a 60-second, sometimes it's 30 seconds, sometimes it's 40-second commercial, because you're presenting yourself. You give your commercial. I was listening to people and I was like, oh, wow. And, you know, it brought me back because, yeah, I am a product of the product, and I wear the product. I wear the product that the company that pays me, you know, the whole 9 yards. But not everyone knows.
You don't just talk the talk. You walk the walk.
Yeah. But also, I don't just, you know, I wear the Prove It gear, but not everybody knows what Prove It is. But when I went into the room, I also didn't say, hey, you know, I try to sell people ketones. I didn't say that. I walked in the room and I
did not do a sales pitch for product or services.
And that's the thing. That's what everybody else was doing. They were doing their pitch for real estate, their pitch for insurance, their pitch for lotions and potions. They were doing all these pitches for their products. And I'm like, well, I could sell ice to an Eskimo. I'm me. You know what I mean? I'm me. I walk in the room and I say, hey, my name is Tanya. I partner with a company called Prove It. I teach and help business owners. I teach them attraction marketing. Like, not a lot of people know that, but you can use attraction marketing to grow your following on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you want to be, or even in person. And I help people monetize their social media to the max, create several different lines of streams of income. And they're like, what?
What? Yes, I feel that. I can totally relate. Typically I go in and I'm like, I help the average person live an above average life. Like, we use systems. There's so many different avenues to build income that people aren't aware that they're already doing these things and they're not getting paid for it. I love referencing like, oh, you know, what sweater are you wearing today? It's really beautiful. But the first thing you say is, oh, thanks, I got it for $2 at TJ Maxx. Well, guess what? You just referred them to TJ Maxx, and TJ Maxx isn't over here paying you for referring them. Like, how many different programs out there are there that people could be getting money off of, and they're just not utilizing that? Yeah, I love that. Okay. So what has been the biggest thing you've learned from putting yourself out there?
I'm probably the most blunt, authentic, red personality to people, and sometimes I have a hard time humbling myself, but I find people that don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, and you're not trying to be arrogant about it. You just love and care and are so passionate about what you do that it's hard for you to understand that people don't have that passion in life.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're explaining to us what they do and how they do it, but they're not lit up on the inside. Like, I can just see your aura is like, we're glowing, right? We're so passionate about life and living it to its fullest, and then helping other people experience it that way. But they think they're doing what they're called to do, and that may be true, but they don't have something that lights them up behind it. They're kind of just, again, still living the same mundane thing over and over and over. Yeah.
And some of the people, when they're given their commercial, they're like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like,
they don't even
are you not like fired up like what you do? Like, I help people teach people how to do attraction marketing. Do you know what that means? Do you know what attraction marketing means? I don't think you understand what it is. And they're like, no, what is attraction marketing? I'm like, let me teach you how you do attraction marketing. And I get one-on-ones with these people, because you can't always do one-on-ones right there because it's an event. And also they usually have a speaker, and most people, you know, after the speaker's done, after the speaker's done, and before the speaker is doing its thing, like, you don't have time for one-on-ones because the speaker's speaking and there's a group setting and everybody's listening to the speaker. Like, they have their time to shine. And the other thing is like, I really don't relate with some of these organizations that you have this person up there and they're just talking about their business. Teach me something. I know you're a painter. I know you're a closet organizer. I know. No, teach me something. Like, inspire me, like, motivate me. Like, not motivate me, because you can't motivate somebody. They have to be naturally motivated. But, like, teach me something that I don't know.
Yeah. It's almost as if they have like a template from what their robotics side of what they do is like. This is how I present it. I use some big words. I use some trigger words like authenticity and consistency, because those are like, you know, the words optimizing. Like, you know, when people start to follow the trendy stuff, that's what comes across. But it's like, again, they're not really.
Well, your product and your service doesn't define you. You are who you are. Like, for instance, I'll give you a prime example. My sister is on here right now watching both of us. Well, Karen, she's on Instagram also. So she loves plants. She can tell you anything and everything about plants. No. She literally talks to them. She grooms them. She does everything about plants. And the people that aren't green thumbs, they can learn so much from her, and it's me. I'm that person. But she is passionate when she talks about, I'm going plant shopping. I can't wait. I'm going plant shopping. It is springtime. I'm going, like, she goes above and beyond, like, passionate. It's not, she doesn't get paid from those plants. It's just her passion. You know what I mean? So, my passion is...
that authentic version of her to her socials. Okay.
She needs to. She needs to. I told her she needs to.
Oh, she needs to. She doesn't yet. Oh, so this is where the template thing comes in. Like, people are branding themselves and they're getting professional pictures and they're trying to get all these videos lined up about things they think people want to hear, but they're missing out on the progress part of it. Like, you don't start this way. You can't, I decided to jump into network marketing and now I'm going to pay somebody to create this content for me. Well, why don't you learn how to create it yourself and show the world along the way the steps of the progression that you're going through? People need to hear how you are doing this stuff with plants, okay? Like, not to pick on your sister, but like, what do we just hear on a training? Like, Beta Hook, there's a lot of people out there, you yourself, who have gone hiking with people like me that you don't hike, and I hike all the time. Well, it could be something simple about how to read a trail map, you know what I mean? Your plant thing could be like how to change soil, stuff like that. That would highly benefit people that want to be plant people but don't have green thumbs. It's crazy how we just get lost in the mundane of, I live in Wisconsin and everybody knows it. Well, this is the internet. Your reach is billions of people that have a totally different climate and environment that this could help support. This simple tip or trick. Yeah. And then it gets them to know the insides of you. Like, who are you really outside of this template of branding?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then have you made real connections in person that you've brought outside of these places and continued them?
Yes.
Amazing.
Absolutely. I connected with quite a few people. One I talk to almost every day.
And it's not always just about business.
Exactly. We've talked about traveling together. We've talked about, she is such a busy person that we've also talked about, like, what I do. Like, I'm constantly with you or Courtney or Adriana or traveling or always doing something, going somewhere, mixing, mingling, going to events, like going to church together, just going to all these things. And she's like, I need a community of women like that.
Yes, and it all happened because you stripped away the template of things and you allowed yourself to freely explore what turned you on or lighted you up. Yeah. Okay. So for someone who has never gone to a business event, what's one thing that you would tell them before they walked into that room?
Cry. No, I'm just kidding.
Get the emotion out. Cry.
I would tell them, number one, make sure you have business cards or something that to share your stuff with.
Connect them to, yeah. Are people weird about asking for phone numbers? Why do you say you need business cards? Because I've seen a lot of commercials. Like,
everybody has business cards.
The dot wristband.
Everybody has, Everybody has business cards or they have something that has their information. In our area, it's called MTAP. I guess it's in the Philadelphia, whatever. And it's literally when you tap it, you fill out your information into the person's tap. But business cards is definitely a thing. That's the first thing I grab. I grab my phone and I grab my business card after I put my stuff down. And just introduce yourself. Honestly, just introduce yourself. And you could say I'm with, whatever company. A lot of people that I met the other day were from banks. You know what I mean? Yeah, they are from banks, but there's something deep inside of them. And you sometimes don't really get it out of them because they're so about their bank. Because they're sent there. So some of these business meetups, these people are sent there on their time to promote their bank or try to bring in people to their bank or whatever, insurance or sell insurance or whatever it is, or sell a product, that kind of thing. But be your authentic self and say, hey, my name's Tanya. I love to play volleyball. I haven't played in years since COVID because COVID made it a thing that, even people after COVID was done, they made us wear masks. And I was like, I'm not doing that. So I waited for summertime to play outdoor, But I also own and operate 3 Airbnbs, and I love to travel, and I love helping people become the best versions of themselves. Like, be that. I mean, yeah, the whole attraction marketing, you know, I do help people with social media, with but be that person. Don't be a bank. Don't be an insurance company. Don't be a product. Don't be a lotion potion, you know, kind of person. Like if it was my sister, if she goes in and be like, I love plants and cats. That's my thing. I'm married. I have 2 daughters. I'm also a Gigi, you know, I have twins. I'm a twin boy mom. You know, you say what you are. Don't let it define you. And sometimes people don't want to define themselves as a mom because sometimes momhood took over a lot of people and they need to get that woman back before they were a mom. So yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I've definitely felt that I realized I'm capable of so much more, and I'm able to expand getting in rooms like this. And you know, it's funny, I've noticed that this is transferable too. Like going live and transferring this kind of information into in-person conversations, communication has started to feel less challenging.
Yeah. Definitely,
like
for
when
sure.
COVID hit, we lost that touch. We got so isolated that we didn't even know how to make eye contact anymore. Like, eye contact is huge.
Yep.
So many people are used to walking into places and heading straight to the back and looking down at the floor at their feet so that they don't have to make eye contact. And I think it's super important that you just slow down, you take a moment to pause when you step into the room, because that's when people will look up and notice somebody just walked in. And if you're in a good environment or a place where people are actually trying to connect with you, they're not just there, like, they're why.
Yeah.
If you strip away all this stuff that you're talking about, it's because of connection. The whole point of this is networking and connecting. You never know if, like, you're going to meet somebody who's going to be the person who does business with you the next day. Like, it's pretty crazy. And I feel like that, let's bring it back around to, like, how that starts with successfully showing up for yourself. So how did you start to successfully show up for yourself? Specifically, I know you said that you have to show up for yourself and you have to show up for people that aren't showing up for themselves, but like what was the first thing you recognized that, like, all right, this is what I noticed that I need to start showing up for myself?
You mean when I was younger?
Just when you started becoming more business-minded and when we started learning more.
Well, my sister will say, you were always that weird one, because I was doing yard sales at the age of 10.
Okay.
So I had to show up for myself. My mom was a single mom of 3, disabled. She was diagnosed when I was young that she had kidney failure. One of her kidneys was the size of a child, like a toddler's, and the other one was the size that never grew. The other one was a regular size, but it had 3 holes in it. So she was literally doomed for needing a kidney. She was on the last stage of dialysis. She had to quit her job or even get fired. I'm not even sure, because she had so many doctor's appointments, they probably let her go. And then there was never any money before, and there was definitely never any money after. So I got tired of watching people with JanSport book bags and Nike sneakers and, you know, people that didn't have to wear high waters. I had to wear high waters. I had to wear hand-me-downs. And I just went to work. And when I say work, I was babysitting at a very young age, probably 10 years old. And I would babysit little babies and I knew how to take care of babies because my sister had my niece at a very young, right out of high school. She's a little bit older than me, so I was able to learn how to take care of her. And then also my aunts would leave my cousins with me at a very young age, at like 9 years old, and their babies. My one cousin peed on me, you know, because I didn't know about a boy, you know what I mean? So like I learned very young, at a very young age too, and you're just bringing so many memories back.
That's the point of this live.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to strip away
so many memories.
The red and really get into your yellow heartfelt position on how you got here. Because even for me, I am way more business minded and orientated since being in proximity to you and your level of efficiency and high level work ethic. And for me, like, I've always naturally had the ability to make myself do something. Like, yeah, I've always had these excuses in my brain trying to negotiate me out of things and, you know, reasons, examples like, oh, it's too hard, I'm not good enough, it's too far, it's too cold, it's too early, like whatever it is. But to shut it down and make that commitment as something that this is non-negotiable. What I heard from your side is that, like, you had the personality, but you were put in experiences that made it that you weren't able to not show up for yourself. Like, you had to make that commitment to yourself and honor those commitments because you had no other option. Like, you were almost forced into becoming this version of yourself because you weren't going to be a damsel in distress. A, there was no one coming to save you, but B, you learned how to be the hero of your own story right away in the beginning. You were doubling up on yard sales and babysitting right away at a young age. So you ingrained in yourself that, like, this action will produce this outcome, and success was learned along the way because of that.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. That's amazing for you. And then, did you ever have anybody that you could learn from by observation? Like, I'm saying that I've been trying to duplicate the processes you're doing in my own life because I see you being successful. Like, of course, I'm going to follow somebody replicating, like, always being my authentic self, but going and finding your examples in my own way because I'm observing you. Like,
so
anybody you noticed that in?
So my grandfather was very successful. He owned and operated, he was a landlord. He owned several houses. I did look up to him a lot, and he also, he worked. He was a supervisor at a foundry. I didn't want to do that though. But then also my sister, she worked at Cleaners, like a cleaning, dry cleaning place. And I would go to work with her. So she was probably like 16 and I was probably 8. So I used to go to work with her on like a Saturday that nobody would be there. And I would act like I'm working right beside her as she's working and tagging clothes and stuff like, oh my God. Karen, memories. Yeah. So like I would see her, I'm like, well, if she can work, I can work, you know? So I started looking for places to work and like newspapers. I was able to get like a newspaper route and like the Merchandiser and Evening Sun and like all this stuff. And I just kept on finding places to make money. I mean, I was selling everything in the house. I was telling my mom, can I sell this? Can I sell this? We don't need this.
Okay. So along the way, was there anything that were like uncomfortable steps? Like, were you ever uncomfortable talking to people, or even when you started on socials and stuff, making posts, or even when you were going to events? Like, did you, it just seems like you already had the confidence.
So when you don't have a choice and you have to show up, you just naturally show up. I mean, that's for me. I mean, yeah, I probably was nervous, but I've grown such thick skin that I don't care. You like me, you do, you don't, oh well. Next.
Right,
you know?
Right. I love that about you. But you softened up a little bit, and you've still been able to let people like me in. You know, you are bringing down walls, so don't forget to let the light in, right? So it sounds like you've been building evidence throughout your life, proof that you're capable of more than you thought, and it just made the next one that much easier. Yeah. So showing up for yourself is less about having confidence because you already had that, and more about keeping the promises that you made to yourself because that was your underlying of your why just started at such a young age. So let's end this with some encouragement and some inspiration for that someone that's sitting at home watching this and following our journeys and has been tuning in on these lives and stuff. They don't get to see all of the behind the scenes, right? They just get to see what we're able to like co-create here on live. But they're thinking about going into a network marketing event or starting to branch out and see what's possible for them. Maybe they're nervous, maybe they're confident like you, but what would you say to them?
Have an open mind and know that the people in that room are there because they want to become the best version of themselves. And that's a lot of reasons why people attract to other people, because they see someone that, hey, oh, you were here and now you're here. I want to relate to you because I relate to your story, you know, so you gravitate to the people that have been there before, use their system to get where you want to go and beyond. So you just have to be open-minded. You have to come with a work ethic, because let me tell you something. The people that say that, oh, I work 2 hours a day. Let me tell you something. I work on myself 24 hours a day, every day, all day. 7 days a week. I work on myself. You are always working. Just because you're not messaging people or posting something, you're working on yourself no matter what. Whether you're drinking water or drinking ketones or eating something healthy, you're always working on yourself. Working out, that is part of my job. I work out and get paid to be healthy and share me being the best version of myself to you, to everyone. Because if I don't show up for myself, how can I show up for someone else and teach them how to do it? You have to be a product of the product, but also an authentic version of yourself has to come out. Yes. Otherwise, you're gonna, the people that come to me sometimes, I have a hard time relating to people that don't show up for themselves every day. I get it. Everyone falls off. Everybody falls off the bandwagon. Oh, I ate a cookie. Oh, I was supposed to do that 75 hard. Oh, it's snowing outside. Oh, let me do the 75 medium. Oh, let me do the 75 soft. Like, I get it. I've been there. Because we had 12 inches of snow. We had 17 inches of snow. We had 22 inches of snow. No, I wasn't schlucking in the blizzard. No, but I'll do the 75 medium if you let me. And that is to my girls that are in Texas where it's like 75 degrees outside, you know? So that is the thing. Just show up and don't fib. People know when you're lying. People know when you're not being authentic. So that's what I do. I show up. This is me. If you don't like me, sayonara. Because my people are my people and your people are your people.
Yeah, no, I totally relate. I love that. I agree with all of that. I definitely feel that the people in those rooms have shared mission, and you're definitely there to be expansive for somebody, and continued growth is huge for me. I also agree that, like, so I'm hearing you say, like, showing up for yourself and work is all day, every day, right? Because you might call it self-care, you might call it maintenance, you might call it personal development, but it's all still work. It doesn't matter. You have to put effort in behind it. And I feel like a lot of people try to separate that. Like, business is business and personal is personal. Really doing in your personal time trickles into your business, because it's how you show up in your business, and how you feel about your business comes back to your personal life, because
Absolutely.
We all go home talking about work, right? So it's hard not to, you can't leave it at the door. You can't drop your problems at the door. Everything follows you because it's in here, and this follows you wherever you go. So when you learn that what's in here and what's in here goes to, I think the same thing. I think that it's a constant daily grind to show up for yourself. So I love that, and I'm thankful that you've been on here and that you are sharing your heart with me and answering these questions so brilliantly. And I think that, you know, whoever sees this today will definitely relate to the things, because I know I do.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming live with me. I appreciate you, and we'll be live again tomorrow, and we'll let you know what we're gonna talk about tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Catch us on the next live.
Off on a tangent.